They saw it. They saw the medical reports that this 14-year-old boy on July 1st, 1999 was blinded by fireworks and less than 1 week later had 20/20 vision in both eyes. And if he walked in here today and you saw him, he's 6 foot, he's 200 pounds, he is as macho as they can get, as macho as any Jersey boy, does not have a mark on his face other than a scar about the size of the head of a pin right here. Nothing else. It took about 8 weeks for his skin to be 100% fully healed. So here's a kid who went from 2 to 3 grafts to full healing in less than 8 weeks. From being blind in both eyes to having full sight in less than 7 days. And you tell me you don't think there's miracles happening in your office every day? Start paying attention. There's so much good happening. You've got it right here. You know, we can talk about having faith, confidence, and belief in the product, the service, the idea that is chiropractic. Hi, Patty. Sorry earlier, I just didn't have time to go give you a hug. Nice to see you. But where are you coming from? Where are you coming from every single day? What intention are you bringing into your office? How inspired are you to share the message, and when you lay your hands on someone, to truly connect with that human being that's underneath those fingers? Eye to eye, heart to heart, soul to soul. What's it going to take to get you there? And I know that when we speak to audiences like New Beginnings, I'm preaching to the choir. I realize that. And even when we're preaching to a choir, some of you fail to step up. Sometimes for days, sometimes for months, sometimes for a really long time. Let me share another really, really quick story. You know, most of us work as individuals in our practices. I was a single practitioner, had a great team, but I was the only chiropractor in my office. And so I authorized my team to call me on my stuff. They knew what my purpose was. They knew why I showed up at the office every day. They knew why our office existed. And we trained our practice members to understand the big picture of chiropractic. And one day, Janet comes to me and she says, what's happening to you today? So this was a day with like 160 people plus booked. Early morning, she said, what's happening to you today, Doc? I said, why? She said, I've been working for you for like 10 years. I've never had people complain. You've adjusted 5 people this morning. All 5 of them have complained already. You've only been here 15 minutes. What's the matter with you? I was like, well, okay. So I knew I had something personal going on. I said, okay, I know exactly what's going on. Just give me a minute. I'm going to go and focus. So I walked into my little dark room, closed the door, got into my space, got present, focused on my purpose. I pledged my life to my greatest expression of love and service for the benefit of humanity. And I repeated my purpose statement. And I anchored myself. I said, now I'm ready. I walked back, adjusted a few more people. And Janet walked back. She took me by the hand. Your hand's warm. Mine's are freezing.
I'm Italian.
And we had a back door. And she opened the door. She said, Dr. Lamarche, go home. We'll rebook everybody for tomorrow. Tuesdays I didn't see patients usually. And this is what she said. No patient deserves to have your hands on them today. Thank God I had Janet in my life. Thank God that my patients had Janet in their life. Because it took one time for me to realize that if I'm off purpose, I don't belong in my office. And so I learned to stay inspired, I learned to stay connected, I learned to stay focused on my purpose. And I share these stories for you to introspectively look at your own life. And I'm not going to tell you what to do, but you already know what you could do. You know what you could do better on Monday. You know what you could do better every time you lay your hands on someone. And I read a book last week, and I wrote down just a few lines from it, and it's the book Inspiration by Wayne Dyer. I would encourage all of you to read it. It's written for chiropractors and everybody else. But the book Inspiration. And I'm just going to read these few quotes and I'm going to end and give the time to our other speaker. He says, when you are inspired by some great purpose, all your thoughts break their bonds. So if you're inspired to be a great chiropractor and you stay in that spiritual place, all your thoughts will break your bonds. When you're inspired, your mind will transcend limitations. When you're inspired, you're not going to worry about how many patients are showing up. You're not going to worry about how much money you make. Who cares? When you're inspired, you will attract the people to come and see you. He says when you're inspired, your consciousness expands in every direction. You start seeing possibility. I know some of you want to build a bigger practice. You want to see more patients. The first thing you must do is see the inspiration inside of you. The minute you start seeing and experiencing the inspiration inside of you, bonds will break. You'll find yourself in a new, great, and wonderful world, Wayne Dyer says. And when you're inspired, dormant forces, dormant faculties, and talents come alive. You all have a gift. You have a gift of healing, a gift of connecting with people. And unless you connect with people, your gift of healing is gone by the wayside. You cannot create a healing environment if you're thinking about whether the New Jersey Devils are going to win the game tonight. It is impossible. You can't think about going to the beach with your family on Saturday when you lay your hands on someone and expect them to heal. It's impossible. And then he says when you're inspired, you discover yourself to be a greater person by far than you ever dreamt yourself to be. My message to you tonight is find the purpose, discover a way by which you stay on purpose, and choose to step up to the level of healing that you were called, to the level of healer that you were called to be. We need you. This country needs you. The world needs you. We all need you to step up so that we can change the paradigm that our population is living right now. Because I truly believe that the dream I shared with you at the beginning is possible. I truly believe that within this decade, this profession, this great profession of chiropractic, can be recognized, each chiropractor can be recognized as the go-to health expert in the world. There is no doubt about it. And I'll close by asking you a question. What would you teach? What would you teach if you knew that that would be the last conversation in your life? Ask yourself that question. Discover your answer, because that answer is important to you, and it's important to every single person that you will have the privilege of laying your hands on. God bless you for being here. God bless you for being involved in this great profession. And thank you for honoring us with your presence. It's been a great pleasure.